unmuted.
All right, Tanner, thank you very much for joining us today, and thank you everyone for being with us. Ahead of Saturday's match versus the Columbus Crew, we are now joined by defender Tanner Beason. If you have a question, please let me know in the chat. Let's go ahead and jump right into questions with Alex Morgan. Alex, we might be having some trouble with you. Let's come back to you and go to Jamin Moore.
Hi, Tanner. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. It's good to talk to you. Obviously, you came into the game in less than ideal circumstances. You were also asked to play on the right side, which is unique for you. And there were some different asks of the center backs in this particular game as compared to what we've seen previously with the Quakes. Just kind of run us through, what was it like to get put into that particular situation? And, how did you feel things went on the right side, and what we may be able to look forward to this weekend in terms of your involvement? Thank you.
Yeah, well, I mean, first, obviously difficult to have Nathan go down. We don't like to lose teammates like that to injury, so best wishes to him, and we're obviously all behind him here, hoping for a speedy recovery. And then, of course, entered the game on short notice and wasn't expecting to be going in under those circumstances, but that's just part of being a substitute, part of being a professional. You need to be ready to go in on short notice and to help the team. And I've been training on the right some as well as the left, so it is a much different picture, of course. In fact, the mirror image, the mirror picture, than what I'm accustomed to playing on the left. But it's part of the same system and something we've been practicing. So just tried to come in and help the team be communicating and talking with Jackson and Calvo back there, and then the people in front of us to try to organize both on and off the ball.
Thank you, Tanner. Next question from Robert Jonas.
Thank you, and again, thank you for your time, Tanner. This is kind of related to Jamon's question about losing Nathan, a player that you partnered with quite often last season upon his arrival in San Jose. What effect will losing him have on this team over these next few months, and what specifically do you think the defense needs to do to adjust to losing such an important part of the defensive line?
Yeah, I mean, Nathan's been an important piece for us since he arrived. He's been a great boost for us on the field, emotionally, physically, all that. He's been terrific. And so we hate to lose him, but we have to have sort of a next man up mentality where everyone, be it a defender, a midfielder, whatever, has to be ready to contribute, to be the next guy in the lineup or off the bench or whatever it is. And so that's part of being a team, and we'll be excited to have him back whenever that is. But in the meantime, we all need to kind of pick it up a little bit and try to pick up a little bit of what he brings to the table. And if we each do that, I think we'll be in great shape.
Thank you, Tanner. Let's go over to Fabian Renkel.
Hi, Tanner. Thank you for your time today, guys. I wanted to ask you about the Stanford guys that were coming in, like Will Richmond and Buddha. How have you played a role in kind of integrating them into the team a little more? Thank you.
Well, I know Will and Buddha from Stanford, like you said. I know them very well from playing with them in school, and they're wonderful guys and great players as well. So they've got great attitudes about coming in here and just trying to acclimate and work really hard and kind of get their feet under them and just keep improving their level. And obviously I've been here a couple of years now, so just trying to give them little tidbits of information on just things to know, being a professional as the environment changes, but also about things here in San Jose and the style of play and different little things that I think can help them on the field, but also just as new professional athletes. But they're doing great on their own. They're great guys, and they'll continue to improve.
Thank you, Tanner. We're going to take two more questions, starting with Alex Morgan. All right, Alex, I think you're still having some technical difficulty, so I'll ask your question for you. Alex wants to know what you thought of the build-up on Saturday and how you can look to improve the connection between the back three and the midfield.
Yeah, I think we moved the ball well at times. We turned it over in some spots that obviously had them running back at us. But we'll again look to build and be brave on the ball, trying to break lines and get our really dynamic players both centrally and out wide on the ball, because we want them to help affect the game going forward. And of course we'll look to try to combine the strengths of the guys playing further back with all those midfielders in front, and just try to get, like I said, our great talented players on the ball facing forward, looking to work off of one another, again, to try to score some goals this weekend.
Thank you. And one last question from Jamin Moore.
Thanks for taking another, Tanner. When you and Calvo are higher up the pitch, as you were many times during the game, based upon the tactical approach, and things do start to break down in the middle there, what things do you think you did well in the last game, and what things do you see that you're not quite executing what's being asked of you and need to be sharpened up in order to have a good defensive performance against Columbus this weekend?
Yeah, I think we need to just try to be as proactive as possible defensively. Like you said, the ball is going to turn over quite often. That's kind of how soccer works. The ball changes possession frequently, and so we need to be proactive and be ready for that to happen, and try to position ourselves. It's the people at the back, for example, Calvo and I, but also be it Jackson or another midfielder. How can we position ourselves collectively to where we feel secure for when that turnover, if and when that turnover happens, that we're in a good position to get pressure on the ball, and then also have cover in behind, to just try to be ready for counterattacks, but try to limit them as well.
All right. Thank you very much, Tanner, and good luck on Saturday.
Thanks, guys.